And Peter, this is not a new problem, I suppose. There have always been questions about the police, about the kind of people who join the police and the kind of people who might be attracted to such a role in society. What's your experience of how many bad apples there really are in our police forces?
Well, what I have to say first and foremost is there is no sugarcoating of this report today. It is utterly catastrophic. It fails the good police officers, of which there are many, many thousands, and it manifestly fails the public. It is appalling, truly appalling. People from organised crime have been trying to infiltrate the police ranks for many years. It's a very good tactic for serious and organised criminals to do. Get one into the cops, get one of their own into the police service so they can feed back intelligence about operations, about what the police know, about ongoing investigations. All the more reason why the vetting has to be robust to ensure that criminals can't join. Of course, I'm all for diversity. Absolutely. And the police service needs that so that it accurately represents the public at large. But you know what? Employing criminals is taking diversity just a step too far.
But looking at what we've seen in the last 3 years or so, and the prominent examples that we've seen, Wayne Couzens being the most famous, no doubt, is that something that is new? Or are we simply shining a light more on something that has always existed in our police forces?
Sadly, misogyny and sexism isn't something new within the police service. My wife served for over 30 years in the police, and when we were discussing this story today, she said in many regards she felt that nothing's changed. But of course, it should. It is 2022, not 1982. We don't need these kind of dinosaur attitudes and people within policing. We want respect amongst the rank and file of the police and the senior officers. We need it. We demand it. The public want it. Because when a victim of crime calls the police, say, for example, the victim of a sexual crime, a sexual offence, they do not want a misogynist turning up to, in the first instance, investigate that crime. We want good, honest, decent people. And whilst there may always, of course, be a rogue element, everything must be done to boot them out.
Now, a lot of people would say that the police forces of this country have moved on leaps and bounds from where they were in the 80s and the 90s on issues of racial equality and the like, that the police is a fundamentally different sort of structure now, that there have been reforms, that there have been new processes in place. What does this report say about that? Have we been looking at this with far too rose-tinted spectacles, or have these reforms simply not stretched to every corner of our police force?
You are absolutely right. A lot of people deserve credit for moving the police service forward from the dark days of the late 70s and early 80s when I joined. However, there are systematic failings within our police services that allow this misogyny to not be challenged. And actually, part of the problem of the culture of police is that those who blow the whistle, those who challenge and therefore raise issues within the service, are often regarded as troublemakers themselves. There needs to be a complete re-evaluation of what integrity actually means, and that those who challenge unacceptable behaviour will be applauded, will be promoted if need be, not necessarily in the rank kind of structure, but promoted as fine examples of people to follow. There is a defensiveness within policing, and that, of course, leads to a culture of cover-up and corruption. This needs to be tackled.